Yeah, so basically, I mean, it's been a long semester. It's been a long semester so far, but we thank God it's been good. It's been full. It's been busy. Just studying and schooling and extracurriculars and all that good stuff. But this weekend, I do have a little bit of stuff going on, but it's less concentrated than most weekends. So I was like, okay. I'm gonna take the chance, kill two birds with one stone, film a YouTube video because it's been a little dry, and take the chance to brush up on my French because it's also been a little dry in that area. Basically, I'm just gonna do some of the things that I do when I'm learning all these languages, right? But today I do want to also address a subject that I've been kind of getting a lot of comments on, which is how do I practice if I don't have anybody to talk to, if there's nobody that speaks the target language, which is very valid. And I'm always a proponent for language exchange apps or, going and finding a tutor, but sometimes it's just not possible at that moment or not possible in that language or whatever it might be. I mean, this weekend is just me. So I just want to touch on some methods that you can use to practice your target language by yourself. Now, most of these methods work best when you already are able to put phrases together. You just need some more reps to just feel more comfortable speaking the language. And obviously, practicing languages on your own, sometimes it's a bit more complicated, especially when you're still at that intermediate level, because you don't get feedback, right? If you want feedback, you kind of have to pause and go search up, is what I said correct or whatever, right? But with that being said, these are still good methods to give some tender love and care to your target language if it's kind of a point in time where you're not able to practice with native speakers. So that's gonna be what I'm gonna be doing this weekend. So really quick, you already know one of the main methods that I recommend for learning a language, especially by yourself, is shadowing, which is basically where you listen to native content and then you try to repeat what the speaker said as closely as possible to how they said it. Which is why I love using the sponsor of today's video, which is LingoPie. When you're practicing any language, input is just as important as output, and LingoPie really provides on that front. It's a platform where you can watch real movies and TV in your target language. And what I really like about LingoPie is it's not just multilingual TV, it has interactive tools that make shadowing and learning in general easier. Personally, I like to use the loop feature to replay certain sections and repeat them until I can get the phrase down. And I also like using their Say It feature, which checks your pronunciation of trickier words and gives you feedback. And y'all know, unfortunately, my French vocabulary is struggling. So me and the interactive subtitles are locked in. Usually any word that I don't know or I know I'm gonna forget, I just click on it to add it to my vocabulary, and then I go through all of my vocabulary using flashcards once a week. It's a really fun way to study in general without getting bored, and you can connect it to your Netflix or your Disney Plus account. So me personally, I just finished watching The Ultimatum, and I'm watching now Love is Blind France. If you know, you know. So really the studying never feels like work. So if you want to make language learning more fun and enjoyable, definitely check out the link in the description to try out LingoPie for yourself. And thank you again to LingoPie for supporting this video. La première méthode que j'utilise, pas avec la fréquence que je voudrais le faire, mais je le fais de temps en temps pour pratiquer ta target language, la langue que tu veux apprendre. C'est exactement ce que je suis en train de faire en ce moment. Parler avec une caméra ou avec ton téléphone, c'est de t'enregistrer. J'ai fait déjà une prise et j'ai dû le refaire parce que j'étais énormément inconfortable en parlant devant la caméra en français. Mais c'est vrai que c'est pas quelque chose qui est facile de faire, surtout en une langue que tu es en train d'apprendre. C'est pas du tout facile. C'est une très bonne façon d'améliorer tes habiletés à l'oral parce que c'est juste toi. Même dans une conversation avec un natif, c'est très facile, lésé, que l'autre personne does all the talking. It's easy to let the other person do all the talking in French. Il est facile de laisser l'autre personne faire toute la conversation. Oui, c'était ça. Mais quand tu parles comme ça avec la caméra ou avec ton téléphone, c'est juste toi. Et ça peut être difficile, mais on sait que la croissance, il fait en dehors de ta zone de confort. Je pense que c'est dit comme ça. Donc oui, c'est là, c'est inconfortable, mais ça aide énormément avec ta fluidité en français ou dans la langue que tu veux apprendre. Ça aide énormément. Donc pratiquement, comment on peut faire? Moi, je pense, même si c'est avec ton téléphone, si tu t'enregistres pour même 5 minutes chaque jour, ou 10 minutes, 15 minutes, et tu parles d'un sujet, tu parles de ta journée, tu parles de n'importe quoi. Et si tu ne sais pas dire quelque chose, tu peux le traduire tout de suite avec ton téléphone ou avec le traducteur. Et là, tu continues. Je pense que ça peut t'aider à, premièrement, savoir ce que tu ne sais pas dire. Et après, avec la peur de parler, parce que quand on apprend une langue, parfois on ne veut pas parler, on ne veut pas essayer de construire des phrases parce qu'on ne sait pas exactement comment dire les choses, mais franchement, il faut tout simplement le dire comment tu sais le faire. Maintenant, je ne sais pas si je dis les choses naturellement ou si je dis les choses comme on doit les dire, mais en parlant avec la caméra, ça te oblige à faire l'effort. Parler devant la caméra, ça va beaucoup t'aider. Let us begin. Ok. Donc, je te disais que la vidéo, il s'agit de façon de pratiquer le français ou la langue que tu apprends sans parler à personne.
Okay.
So, comment pratiquer toute seule. Et maintenant, j'essaie de montrer que tu peux pratiquer ton français en parlant toute seule. Quand tu es au gym, tu peux dire « Ok, maintenant je suis en train de faire le machine X, les machines de dos,
Yeah.
etc. »
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Je vais faire 8 répétitions. Il faut le faire un peu lentement pour avoir le plus de tension possible sur les muscles. Contrôler. Ouais. Your turn.
Je vais commencer avec ce truc. C'est pour les dos. Je sais pas vraiment comment on appelle le muscle qui est là. Your lats. Mais bon, on va commencer. Hein. Yo, Victoria.
What?
Are you trying to kill me?
Hein?
I said, are you trying to kill me? Bravo. Bravo à moi-même.
Bonjour les gars, on est sortis marcher.
Si, manger.
Pas manger.
C'est la même chose pour Victoria.
On a sorti marcher, c'est ma prononciation. My pronunciation has suffered. It suffered, guys. Mais bon, je peux donner un petit discours motivationnel. C'est pas tous les jours que ton français ou la langue que tu apprends, ça va pas fluer tous les jours. Et ça va, ok? Comme tu peux voir, maintenant, je I'm struggling.
Je galère.
Je galère maintenant avec mon français. Et yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, do you have any motivation for them? Wait,
J'ai rien à dire. Allez dehors, les guys. Marchez, bougez votre corps, sautez. C'est tout. Hein.
Merci. Ça m'a beaucoup aidé. Now, I want to brainstorm something real quick, right? So there's a considerable amount of y'all tuned into the channel, and I love seeing like the interaction in the comments. I've actually seen people like find conversation partners to practice their target language with in the comments, which I love. And I think, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it would be beneficial if there was like a way for just like whoever's out there watching to like come together and practice those languages, right? So I'm trying to brainstorm, and let me just, think out loud of what I was thinking. I feel like a good way for us to come together and practice languages could be like a once a month Zoom session where you're able to join and you're able to actually speak in your target language. Now, obviously, I think the most prevalent language on my channel, like the majority of my subscribers are learning French. But I know that some are learning English, some are learning Spanish, some are learning Portuguese, some are learning languages that I don't even know any words in, right? So there's the option of having like one whole like language exchange Zoom meeting and having like breakout rooms for each language, or just kind of zoning in on the main languages that I think are present and doing a session for each language at a certain frequency. But yeah, so I'm still kind of brainstorming on that, but I think it would be really nice just to have a way for all of us to just have like the opportunity to practice our target languages, meet new people, etc., because that's what this is all about. So if you have any ideas pertaining to that, let me know in the comments. I'm also going to put a Google form in the description, so if that's something that would be like interesting to you, you would be able to put your name and contact information, so if I end up doing this, I would be able to properly disperse the information. But yeah, just wanted to share that that's something on my mind, and that hopefully at least going into 2026 I'll be able to do a few conversation sessions, and yeah, it would be really great to just meet y'all and talk to y'all, practice languages, all that stuff. Let's continue. Okay, so another great way to continue to give your target language a little bit of maintenance, some more reps, is reading out loud. Okay, reading out loud, it'll really work those language muscles, right? Check this out. And let me tell y'all, I bought this book probably 3 years ago. Probably 3 years ago. And I never read it. Yet. So I think I got a couple pages in, but nothing significant. I did watch the movie of this, and it was a pretty good movie. So I guess we can read a couple pages. Now, you don't have to read a book. You can read articles. You can read, like, if you listen to a podcast, you can just go through the transcription, read that. The other day I was, I always like to research, excuse me, into different travel destinations. So I was looking at like different travel destinations. So I was like, reading travel blogs, but in French. So yeah, you can read whatever you want. But let's, now, the thing about this book, I feel like they be talking a little strange. I don't know. Sometimes I be reading things here that I've never seen in no other type of French, but maybe that's just like book French. You know how there's like literary English and then there's spoken English. I just think it's something like that. But I'm gonna read y'all a bedtime story. The name of the book is La vie selon eux, vieux, râleur et suicidaire. Oui, il faut, il faut lire le livre or watch the movie. Okay. Ouf, savait pertinemment. We started. We've started. Pertinemment, ok. Pertinemment que ses amis ne comprenaient pas pourquoi elle l'avait épousé. Il ne leur reprochait pas. Actually, I'm gonna restart because this novel, like I said, it is a bit complex. And I think when it comes to reading for improving your spoken French, it's important to read something that like will lend itself well to certain to spoken French, if that makes sense. Like I wouldn't read something that's like so novelly, if that makes sense. You know, to each their own. But I'm gonna read from, like I was saying, like a travel blog that's called Voyager seule lorsqu'on est une femme, les meilleurs conseils. And I think this will like lend itself better to spoken French, if that makes sense. Okay? Now, remember, the key is to read out loud. You know, you can read in your head all you want, but it's when you read out loud that you'll really know how much you know and what you need to work on, like pronunciation-wise. Mais si le voyage est possible pour toutes, qu'est-ce qui empêche encore certaines de sauter le pas? Voici quelques conseils et astuces pour voyager seul pour la première fois. Pourquoi les gens ont peur de voyager seul? Voyager seul peut être une expérience enrichissante. Enriching in French.
In French, enriching is enrichissement.
Enrichissante. Ok. Voyager seul peut être une expérience enrichissante, mais beaucoup de personnes ont peur de se lancer. Les femmes solo ont peur de voyager seules pour différentes raisons. Elles craignent l'inconnu, les mauvaises rencontres, le fait de se sentir isolées ou de ne pas savoir comment se débrouiller dans une autre nouvelle vie. Retenez bien une chose, la peur n'évite pas le danger. Dans ce contexte, il est toujours bon de faire confiance à son instinct, de tenter l'aventure tout en restant vigilante. La peur de la solitude est l'une des principales raisons qui poussent les femmes à ne pas voyager seules. Pourtant, voyager seule peut être l'une des expériences les plus enrichissantes à vivre une fois dans sa vie. Voyager seul ne signifie pas forcément être seul tout le temps. Il y a de nombreuses opportunités de rencontrer des gens et de faire des activités en solo, mais aussi à plusieurs. Vous l'aurez bien compris, la solitude n'est qu'une illusion. Vous pouvez voyager seul par choix, mais la solitude en voyage n'est pas une réalité. Il est possible et surtout très facile pendant un voyage de trouver des amis de route pour un jour, une semaine ou plusieurs mois. Voyez la solitude comme une force plutôt que comme une contrainte. Le rapport à soi est très différent à partir du moment où vous sortez de votre zone de confort. Si le premier voyage en solo peut être angoissant, soyez assuré qu'un jour, pendant votre séjour, vous vous trouverez à un endroit en compagnie de quelqu'un ou dans une situation qui vous fera dire, entre guillemets, « Ok, maintenant je sais pourquoi je fais ça ». Vous apprendrez beaucoup sur vous-même et vous prioriserez mieux vos envies et vos besoins. Oui, ça c'est beaucoup plus facile et très intéressant. Oui, j'ai bien aimé. Yeah, so like if you like to read at night, like on your Kindle or whatever, just consider looking into whether novels or like books in your target language I think that can help a lot. Boy. It's kind of a vibe reading while it's raining, to be honest. But yeah. Let's go back inside. Ooh. That feeling when you go outside and touch grass, you're like, life is not that bad. Life is actually really good. So one of the other ways that I've been practicing like my target languages without having to speak to anybody or without the opportunity to speak to anybody has been journaling. And personally, I think sometimes it's a little easier than some of the other methods, because when it comes to like checking, like for example, if you don't know a word, it's like easier to be writing and be like, oh, okay, let me look up this word, than like speaking and in the middle of maybe recording or something, like, oh, I have to look up a word, you know. So journaling can be a good alternative. Again, like the best methods are going to be the ones that easily integrate themselves into your routine. So for example, me, not necessarily recently, but like I used to journal a lot, like every day, super consistent. So this would really help a person like me, because it's already something that's in my routine. You can just start doing it in French now, or in your target language, right? There's a couple ways you can go about it. Me personally, I just kind of like free journal. Like I just write about what I need to write about. It's a lot in life, right? Or you can do specific prompts. I'm sure if you look online, like there's prompts, there can be more like basic ones and more like in-depth ones. Even if you just journal because I try to make it quantitative. Even if you journal for like 10 minutes a day in your target language, I think that can help a lot as far as, again, like putting phrases together and also building your vocabulary.
Time's limited, so you must listen carefully. We're all locked in now. You're safer here than any place else. Now just lock yourself in and keep quiet. We create a perfect world in our heads.